December was an exciting month for us, and I am going to tell you all about it in our December 2019 budget report. Hi friends, and welcome to the Budget Bounce. I'm Jen, and we live life on a budget on our journey to financial freedom. I share our household budget and actual spending each month, and today's report is for December 2019. So let's just jump right in. This is our December budget, and I'm going to go through all of the numbers with you, and I do this just about every month. We have been on the debt-free portion of our journey to financial freedom for just under 2 years now. So if you want to see more of our budget reports, I'm going to put a link to my playlist up here in the top right corner, as well as in the description box below. So if you like watching budget reports, I've got about 20 of them in that playlist, so enjoy. Before we get started, I want you to know that I have some exciting announcements to share at the end, so be sure to stick around all the way to the end of the video. We'll get started with our income. Here you can see all of our totals. Our regular salaries are blacked out, so I have no problem sharing what the total is, but I do black out what the details are by person, but I list our checks by person so that I know what's coming in. And then you can see the sinking funds that we used in December. So that includes money for Matt's business trips, holidays, and our life insurance fund. We used a total of $1,268 here, and that all came out of sinking funds. And you can see that we planned on having a total of $13,777 for the month, but we ended up with $14,313, which was $536 higher than what we expected. And that's because my year-end bonus at work was higher than I expected, which was a really, really pleasant surprise. In giving, we planned on $1,550 and ended up spending $1,587. And that put us 37 over, and obviously most of that is for the holidays, but we also had some other things mixed in there as well. In housing, we came in $6 over at $1,495. I think the change in the internet cost is due to a promotional price that's expiring, so we're going to give them a call in January to see what's available now. And then if we move into transportation, you can see that we planned on $370 and ended up spending $638. And so obviously we were way over, but you can see we were under in gas by $47, but then we also had a $270 repair to do to the Lucerne. So that was unexpected. And then there was $44 in Uber charges because of the issue with the Lucerne. And so we actually went 2.5 weeks with just one car for all three of us because the Lucerne needed a part that took almost 2 weeks to get here. Now, the good news is one of those weeks, like 9 of those calendar days of that 2.5 weeks, was the Thanksgiving break. So Henry was out of school for the whole week. I always take that week off, and Matt happened to take that week off as well. So we all were home. We weren't going in different directions. Henry was the only one who had to work. He wasn't going to school, but he had to go to work at night. So anyhow, it would have cost a lot more for all of this if that hadn't happened at that time. So Matt replaced the part himself, which saved us on the labor from the mechanic, but the trade-off was we had to take an Uber here and there to get through it. So just more so than normal. In food, we completely and totally blew the budget. We went over in both groceries and dining, and I just don't even know what to say to that. I don't even know how that got away from me. Honestly, other than, I guess I could blame it on the holidays. I don't have a good explanation for this. So there it is. The ugly truth. We went almost $300 over in food. That's what our reality was. And so, unfortunately, and I'm wondering, do you guys have a category or a line item in your budget that you struggle with? Because for us, obviously it's food. We've been going over in food for some time now. But tell me about yours in the comments below. And please, if you would, share what methods worked for you to overcome the challenge, because so the next category is the Henry category, and you can see we didn't have any expenses for that in December. I honestly can't remember the last month I didn't have something that we were spending on something related to school for Henry, but that was a nice surprise. Then in pets, we planned on $95 total and ended up spending $110 on the grooming of our long-haired cat and food for all three of our animals. And the food was a little bit higher, about $20 higher than it normally is, because we use repeat delivery for that, and we ran out of dog food just a couple of days before it was supposed to arrive. So we just had to buy a small bag to get us by. So that landed us at $110 for the month. All right, so December is a big month for insurance because we pay the annual premium for my life insurance policy. So I have a $500,000 individual policy separate from what I have at work, and that premium is due on December 16th every year. So we use money from our sinking fund to pay for it. Otherwise, nothing else changed in this category, but that's why you're seeing a ginormous number here for life insurance. So that was adding in that $965. So our total here was $1,717 for the month. We came in under in entertainment at $59, which includes Netflix, our printer ink, just because I don't know where else to put that, and our movie club, as well as we have $50 every month for family entertainment. We only spent $33, and so that's how we came in under. In health, I used some of the extra bonus money to pay a couple of bills that came in, and that included $250 for Henry's wisdom teeth, which is what was planned, and he had those out in March of 2019. That bill came in and we owed $350 on it, even though we paid half of it up front that day. Apparently, the state of Illinois, which is who my husband's insurance, he carries the whole family through his insurance. He works for the state of Illinois, and apparently they don't think that general anesthesia is medically necessary when you're having your wisdom teeth removed. So they apparently never pay for that part of the service. That's what the oral surgeon's office told me anyhow. So I don't know about you, but I need to be knocked out for major dental work like that. So I have to have a muscle relaxant to get through a filling most times. So yeah, me going in without anesthesia, I would pay that all day long if that's what we need to do. And I would never, ever subject my child to something like that without putting him under. So anyhow, that's where that $350 came from. Now in extras, we planned on $15 for image and cosmetics. Actually, total, it was for image cosmetics, and that was, I was going to get my brows done. We ended up going over by $36 here. I didn't get my brows done, and because I couldn't get there because of the vehicle situation, and the Uber to get there would have been way too expensive, so I just canceled that appointment. We had sinking funds to cover the first two items. For the $18 was for a haircut for Matt, and then some business expenses for him. And then the Owens Place expense is from Matt shipping something out when he sold something, and he didn't have enough in the PayPal account to cover it. And we were lucky and didn't have anything in the crap I forgot about that category. So for those of you that are new here, that was something that I added because, like, for the first 3 or 4 months that we were budgeting, every single month something came up, and I kept going, crap, I forgot about that. And so that's literally what I called the category. I'm a lot more organized and have things documented much better now, so we hardly ever have to use it, but I still keep it there just if for no other reason than because it's fun. All right, so in envelopes, we ended up coming in under budget, even though both Matt and I went over in our personal spending. So I've been doing this for months, been going over. Matt went over a little bit in December as well, which is unusual for him. But I have to say that even though I went over again, I think that's the best I've done in a while, actually. I've been tempted to increase my spending money to avoid the overage, but that's not going to solve the problem, which is my behavior when it comes to spending. So I'm trying to focus on that instead, and then I'm hoping that that will lead to better results. So overall, we came in at $166, which was $33 under. In the budget bounce, I had a couple of things come up that I purchased. It included a planner that I bought, as well as storage with Google because my free space was gone before the end of December. So that brought us in at $57, which is $47 over what I planned in that category. In savings, things were as normal with the exception of my retirement contributions. That is actually up here because of my bonus check. So when we came in total here at $559. In sinking funds, we put a total of $2,220 away. It was $250 to auto insurance, $39 to auto registration, $30 to business travel, $80 to city utilities, $40 to clothing, $25 to estate planning. We didn't put anything in gifts, $250 to Henry for school, nothing in holidays. We were spending in these two categories. $35 into image and cosmetics, $81 into life insurance to start our fund over again for next year, $30 into medical, $45 to one check ahead, and $80 to online subscriptions, $55 to pet expense, $25 to technology, $340 to travel. Let's see here, $100 to vacation. We put $700 towards vehicles, and then $15 towards our wedding anniversary. That totaled the $2,220. And if we move over here to the spent column, you can see where I actually pulled the sinking funds that I opened with when we were talking about the income. And I said, this is where we spent in our sinking funds. Right here shows where we pulled it out. And at the end of the month, we had a total of $7,652 in our sinking funds. And for anyone who is newer here and you haven't heard me talk about this before, I have found that I am much more comfortable if we have this money sitting here. I am fully aware that I could take much of this and knock out one of our debts that we're about to talk about. But for me to be able to sleep at night, this right here, this is what does it for me. And it just makes this whole entire process so much less stressful for me. So that's why we do it this way. And our final category is our debt payments, and that's actually broken into 3 subcategories. First is all the debts that we have already paid off. There are 17 listed here, so you can see them all here. We have a number of different things. There's credit cards, cars, medical bills. There are phones in here. We've got a little bit of everything going on in here. So those are the ones that we've paid off so far. And then next are the charged off accounts. So let me just scroll down a little bit here. These are old debts that are all in Matt's name, and they've long been charged off and we're not dealing with them right now. We will deal with them later. Then we have the debts that we're actively paying on, which I'll review in detail, but I did want to tell you before we jump down there, the reason why you're seeing different fonts here is because I am identifying here anything in pink is something that has my name on it. It might also have Matt's name, but it definitely has my name on it. And anything in black it only has Matt's name on it. And there's some history. If you watch some of our other budget reports, if you're new here, you'll learn about that. But basically this is based on our strategy and how we are doing this. Matt at the very beginning said, I want to focus on the debts that are in your name. So I had to somehow identify what those were because I had so many. There were like almost 40 and I couldn't keep track of all of them. So I changed the font color. I couldn't remember everything. All right, let's get down to the actively paying section here. So we paid $75 to my Care Credit account, $25 to the Capital One account that I had, $154 to my 401k loan, $56 to the Matt's private student loan, $1,938 to Citi Card, and I'm going to come back to that, $190 to Lowe's, $400 to another credit card, $550 to our car payments, $725 to child support, and $150 to a family loan. I moved student loans into this section, even though we're not paying on it, and we didn't pay on it in December, because I'm setting that up for January when we are going to start making some payments. But that's for another video. So our total was $4,264 total that we put towards debt. So let's get back to this city card line. That is one of my big announcements. So you've been waiting the whole video to find out what my announcements are. So the first thing is we paid off the city card. I'm so excited, you guys. I can't even tell you. So, what we did here was we paid a total of $1,938 to them, which we owed $2,458, but yet I have it marked as 0 over here. So here's what happened. I got my year-end bonus, and I had been earmarking that since the beginning of 2019 that we're going to be in a position that we're going to use my year-end bonus in 2019 to pay off city card. And because of the fact that I had that lump sum available, I decided to call and try to settle the remaining balance. And so I called up and I said, and I offered them $1,500 and said, I owed about $2,100, just under $2,100. And I offered $1,500 and they came back and said, if you can do $1,563 today, we can call this done. I agreed, and that saved us $520. I am super excited. And let me just tell you, I was terrified to call them because of the trauma I had from my experience with them back in 2018. And if you're not familiar with that, go ahead and check out this video up here in the corner for more on that. I'll also leave a link to that in the description box below. But we had set up a 24-month payment plan, and now we have paid that off 6 months early. And I am so glad to have that monkey off my back. It is our 18th debt that has been killed off forever. And so, yeah, that is a really feel good. Like, I've been sitting on this waiting to tell you guys about this for 2 weeks. So I did it right after Christmas. All right, so getting back to our totals, let's scroll down here and look at the rest of our totals. So we paid $4,264 to debt in December, and we killed off over here. I should just write killed off here. We killed off $3,831 of our debt. So remember that, I have interest here that is being taken into account and all of that, but we killed off $3,831. And let's see, our expenses totaled $329, and our income totaled $14,313. So obviously we spent just a little bit more than what we had come in, which is totally okay because we have a little bit of a buffer in our checking account. I leave around $100 in there, not much more, but that's where that's coming from. So next up is our totals in the bottom right here. Okay, so let's take a look at those. And this is where the next announcement comes from. So announcement number 2, you can see we ended the month with $201,627 of our debt remaining. And we finally hit the $50,000 mark for our total debt paid off. This is another one of those things that I was just beside myself, going out of my mind. I did post a lot about this stuff on Instagram as it was happening. So if you follow me over there, you can get some real-time stuff here, as it's happening. So on December 27th, I think it was the 27th, was the day I paid off Citi Card. I'm pretty sure I put something on social media about that. But anyhow, so yes, $50,699 is how much we have paid off of our debt so far, which is super exciting. And then the final number that I want to share with you this month is, and the final announcement, I should say, is that we have officially paid off 20%. This is my running total here of how much of our original $252,000 debt we have paid off. We have hit the 20% mark. So yeah, that is just another big milestone that just really, really helps us. So let's also take a look at some more things here that I have here. So we put this number is 32.7% of our regular income. So that was our regular salaries that we get every month, plus I added in my bonus. So the things that came in from our employment, we used 32.7% of that money and put it towards debt. And then if you go down here, you can see we put another 21.3% of that money toward savings, sinking funds, and retirement. That total number was $2,779. And then it breaks down here at, we put 120 into savings, which was less than 1%. We put 2,220 to sinking funds, which was 17%. And then we sent 439 to retirement, which was 3.4%. So those three numbers add up to 21.3. So you can see that December was a big month for us. We had 3 fantastic motivators happen that are going to catapult us into 2020, paying off the city and those things, you know, paying off the city card and negotiating it down by $520, hitting the 50,000 mark and hitting the 20% mark. Those things are huge. And next up for us, we are going to be breaking into the 100,000s after January. We are going to break the $200,000 mark, you guys. I cannot believe the progress that we have made. It's been slow, but it has been good. And we still have so much to go. And I have to tell myself all the time, it's okay. It's okay. We could do better, but we have done great. We have done great, and we have $50,000 gone forever. About that, I got a little emotional there. Let's jump into what the next big thing is for us. And it's actually not a debt goal. It's a savings goal. And that's because we need to save at least $5,000 for repairs to our 2 older vehicles, which all need to be done very soon. We are still at about, we're at about $3,100 right now that we've been able to save, including contributions from Henry. He has paid us $1,800 to buy one of the cars from us so that he'll have his own. And so that's been sitting in an account, and plus we've been adding our own in there. We've had repairs for the Lucerne. Every time we would get a little bit of traction and putting our portion in there, like Lucerne would need something. And so anyhow, it's been a little slow going for us, but we are starting to get some traction again. So we are up to 3,100. And so you'll get to see all of that go down in our January, February, and probably even into March into those budget reports. In the meantime, we're going to bulk up our vehicle repair sinking fund. And if you don't know what a sinking fund is, or maybe you aren't sure about whether or not that's going to work for you, watch this video next to learn about the 4 sinking funds that everyone should have. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you didn't, and click that subscribe button below to make sure that you don't miss another video. And be sure to follow me over on Instagram. Just look for the Budget Bounce. That's all I've got for you today. Until next time.